Have you ever lived your whole life knowing something, but still feeling like you don't really know it? That's where Ryan's story begins. He always knew he was adopted, but that knowing came with questions that never quite had answers. And he wasn't alone in wanting those answers. His wife stood right there beside him, determined to help him uncover his truth. She searched through countless records. She messaged DNA matches who they never met. But most importantly, she never gave up. This was their journey. How important do you think it is to have someone by your side when you're going through life's biggest questions? Together, Ryan and his wife began the long road of discovery. Welcome back to Client Stories with DNAngels. My name is David Vargas, and I'm a volunteer search angel with DNAngels. Kim, a fellow search angel, worked on this case and asked me to share this story of determination and persistence. If you're new to DNAngels, we're a nonprofit search angel organization dedicated to the assistance of individuals seeking to identify their biological parents using DNA interpretation, mapping, and extensive research. For clients struggling with a DNA surprise, donor conception, or adoption, we offer support and fellowship in our private online group. Before I get to the rest of the story, drop a blue heart into the comments to show your support for Ryan and his wife in uncovering their biological truth. And please remember to subscribe to our channel and to like and share this video. Ryan had a few details that had been passed down to him over the years. Nothing terribly concrete. He was told his birth mother's name was Lee, though the spelling was uncertain. She had long, beautiful black hair. His adopted dad actually used to stop by her house every morning before work just to check in, make sure she was okay. There was kindness, compassion, and his adoption had been agreed to even before Ryan was born. There was also a story that Ryan's birth father had been a lieutenant in the Air Force. Ryan also had some health issues. He didn't know if they were genetic, but he hoped to find medical history that might help. So with DNA matches, adoption records, and a lot of determination, Ryan and his wife began their search. They combed through names, scanned for connections, and each time they thought they had the answer, something didn't quite fit. That's when they reached out to DNAngels, and everything began to change. With the help of our research team and a key DNA match, things started falling into place. We were able to identify Ryan's biological father, John. We found his obituary and his final resting place at Sumter Cemetery in South Carolina. His parents, Daniel and Elizabeth, were buried close by. Ryan finally had names, faces, a deeper part of who he was. But that was only half the story. On the maternal side, the DNA trail led us to Archibald, Archie, and Eleanor. They were his maternal grandparents. Eleanor's story was more complicated. She had multiple marriages and different last names in various records. But Ryan's wife kept tracking, kept following each breadcrumb right alongside us. Eventually, we narrowed it down to two sisters, Mary or Beatrice. One of them was Ryan's biological mother. We dug deeper. Records show that Mary and Beatrice had been placed in foster care as children. By 1950, they were living apart and attending different high schools, one in Columbia, the other in Aiken, both in South Carolina. We found Sabrina, a half-aunt, but she never replied. Still, Ryan and his wife kept reaching out with hope. The family tree kept growing, from 585 names to over 1,000. We uncovered a Moore family, Andrea and Sherman, both children of Eleanor, both Ryan's half-aunt and uncle. Ryan and his wife sent friend requests, and to their surprise, they were accepted. It was a start. Then a message came in. Ryan's half-sister responded to a text. At first she was cautious. She didn't know who he was. They had never been told about Ryan, but Ryan's wife sent her a picture of him. And the moment she saw it, she said, "He looks just like our dad." That was the connection. Suddenly, Ryan wasn't a stranger. He was family. The conversation continued gently, giving her space to process the surprise. This wasn't just about facts anymore. This was about healing. And then, something unexpected. We discovered that both of Ryan's biological parents, John and Beatrice, had passed away within 2 days of each other, both from cancer, a poetic and heartbreaking symmetry. There are still pieces of the puzzle we may never fully solve. We never found out where the name Lee came from. We never figured out why the name Purdue appeared on the adoption papers. And despite the Air Force story, John wasn't in the military. He was a respected bus mechanic in Sumter, South Carolina, so much so that the company named a building in his honor after he passed. Sometimes the real story is even more beautiful than the imagined one. We still hope to connect with more family. A child of Mary or Beatrice may one day help us confirm the final details, but this much is clear. Ryan is the son of John and Beatrice, and with the help of his incredibly persistent wife, the DNA angels, and the courage to ask questions, Ryan found his truth. Ryan, welcome home. You are seen, you are known, you are loved. Do you believe that every journey to uncover the truth, no matter how difficult, is worth it in the end? We at DNAngels do. To everyone listening, if this story moved you, put a blue heart in the comments to show your love and support for Ryan as he steps into this new chapter of his life. Let's surround him with the family he always had and the family he just found. Thank you everybody for taking the time to watch this video today, and hope you have a great one.